Welcome to Fantasy Audiobook. Global Beast Tamer. I, the Eternal Beast Tamer. Chapter 86. GTN did not bring Muyushi and the elf girl with him. Muyushi needed to help Ji Ling find a gold level egg, so GTN sent a junior wolf king to protect her, so she expected nothing unexpected to happen. The elf girl Sha said that their priest gave them a task, but she did not say what specific task it was. But GTN also sent a wolf king to protect her. They agreed to go find them when GTN came back. Entering the 100,000 mountains, Xiaoyu Sirius ran wildly through the mountains carrying GTN. It's not that they don't want to fly, but there are too many palace-level flying ferocious beasts in the deep mountains. Not only are there sky-splitting eagles, mountain sea eagles and other lone overlords, but there are also skylarks that can kill hundreds of thousands of them at a time. Huge flock of birds. Once they are targeted, let alone Xiaoyu Sirius. Even epic beasts have trouble. That's really a pursuit that won't stop until death. So to avoid trouble, he still chose to travel through the mountains and forests, relying on the threat brought by the Wolf King's coercion and terrifying strength. The ferocious beasts on the road dared not catch their attention. You can only let them go as if you didn't see them. The palace-level ferocious beasts are already very smart. As long as they don't trouble them with hostility, they won't take action easily. After all, who doesn't have many enemies? They were worried that their hometown would be raided by the enemy before they finished fighting. So we can only watch them leave. The purpose of GTN's trip is not elsewhere. It is the treasure where the key to the secret treasure lies. According to the guidance of the secret treasure key, GTN and Xiaoyu Sirius rushed towards the depths of Shiwen Mountain. He did not immediately go to the place with the epic beast eggs, because he felt that the eggs would definitely be difficult to get. Although it fell to the palace level. But it still has an epic experience. That is incomparable to the palace level. GTN has never seen an epic ferocious beast or strong man. Never heard of it. The biggest thing I heard before was the palace level chief. And an epic level strong man is a strong man who can go down in history. Each has its own biography for the world to praise. So GTN doesn't worry about the epic eggs being taken away. Let's find the treasure inside the secret treasure key first. Who knows if there is another key that can open it? A lock does not necessarily come with a key. The mountains and forests are lush with vegetation. From time to time, the sound of roaring tigers and croaking apes can be heard. It is indeed the central area of the secret realm. Xiaoyu Sirius was running, while GTN was constantly looking around. These can become his experiences in the future. There are many more creatures in the mountains and forests than in the grasslands, and their levels are also higher. You can also see many silver-level ferocious beasts in the grassland GTN. But here, the lowest level people GTN saw were all gold level. It seems that the silver-level ferocious beasts don't dare to go out at all. From time to time on the road, I saw several gold or palace-level ferocious beasts fighting fiercely. They stopped immediately after the arrival of Xiaoyu Sirius. After they left, they started fighting again. These are just one or two ferocious beasts. The further inside you go, the more battles you encounter. The biggest one GTN saw was the battle between two tribes. A tribe with several palace-level ghost-faced spiders and another tribe of golden-horned ants are fighting. The mountain is a battlefield. All the mountains will collapse. Countless towering trees fell. Rivers of blood flow. Although I don't know who will be the final winner in the end, GTN once again saw the most primitive natural selection. I don't know how many mountains and swamps I have crossed. At dawn the next day, GTN finally arrived at the place guided by the secret treasure key. Out of the woods, GTN and Xiaoyu Sirius came to a waterfall. The waterfall pours down from an unknown mountain. Looking up, you can see as far as the eye can see. It has the potential of the Milky Way falling into the sky. In front of the waterfall in the early morning is a clear pool of water. The pool is so deep that you can't see the bottom. It is also very clear, reflecting people's faces very clearly. From time to time, golden fish burst out of the pool. It's sunset fish. GTN's eyes lit up. This fish is rare, and they can only be found occasionally in deep mountains and swamps. But here there are many. Immediately no longer hesitated. GTN went into the water and caught several sunset fish about half a meter long. Collected some dead branches. GTN grilled all the fish and ate it up. Fresh and delicious. The meat quality is almost as good as the top-level sky-splitting eagle in the palace. After a full meal. 0. Please give me flowers. GTN set his sights on the waterfall that didn't know how high it was. According to the prompts of the secret treasure key, the treasure is hidden behind that waterfall. But, facing this waterfall that is nearly 1,000 feet wide and countless high, GTN was dumbfounded. If he were to search such a large area bit by bit, how long would it take to find it? Seems to understand GTN's troubles. The key to the secret treasure began to tremble in GTN's hand. Then, GTN saw that there was a place where the waterfall was 10,000 meters high from the ground, emitting dazzling golden light. The golden light is very strong. You can see it even from hundreds of miles away. No longer hesitate. GTN immediately teleported to the golden light with Xiaoyu serious. It seems the treasure is here. A smile appeared on GTN's face. Finally his hard work paid off. Stand right here. Looking at the waterfall again. The top of the waterfall shrouded in smoke still cannot be seen. However, GTN can discover with his perception. The impact of this waterfall is so powerful that even top gold experts may not be able to safely enter it. But it's okay. He, GTN, is no ordinary golden top beast master. Circulate the energy in the body. GTN rushed in with Xiaoyu serious. For a moment, GTN felt as if there was a huge boulder pressing down on his body, and GTN's teeth tightened under the pressure. But it's okay. This is just a moment. GTN crossed the waterfall, entering a cave more than 20 meters high. Because we are always behind the waterfall. The caves here are very silky, with a thin layer of moss growing on the walls. The cave is not boundless in darkness as imagined, but there are small green insects that are glowing one by one. Although the bugs are small, they are very numerous and crawl all over the damp walls. There was no aggressive behavior towards GTN's arrival. The cave is not deep. It's only more than 10 meters deep. Walking on the wet ground, GTN walked towards the inside. At the end of the cave, GTN discovered that there was a bronze treasure chest. Someone put this here intentionally. GTN approached the treasure chest cautiously. About the size of a human hug. It should be left here intentionally for future generations. GTN thought secretly. Chapter 87. Come forward. Open the bronze treasure chest. What caught GTN's eyes was a whole box of beast crystals and an ancient bronze ring engraved with divine patterns placed on top of the beast crystals. GTN picked up the ancient bronze ring with one hand, and a message suddenly entered GTN's mind, and a hint of surprise appeared on GTN's face. This turned out to be a secret treasure. The palace high-level space ring. The space ring is actually filled with animal crystals of various levels, a crystal necklace and a sword. The key is that the space of this ring is as large as 100 cubic meters. But the inside was 2/3 filled with beast crystals of various levels. GTN picked up a beast crystal in the bronze treasure box, and then the system prompt sounded. Ding! If the top gold beast crystal is detected, will it be turned into experience points? It turned out to be a gold-level beast crystal. GTN nodded. The beast crystal in his hand instantly turned into powder. And the system prompt sounded again in GTN's ears. Ding! Congratulations to the 347 host, the experience value is plus 2000. Well, as the level of Xiaoyu serious increases, the experience points become less and less. However, thinking of the beast crystals covering the space in the ring, GTN smiled and said, "This is really a chance to get rich overnight. I don't know how many experience points this beast crystal can increase. There are no excessive steps." GTN quickly began the process of turning beast crystals into experience points. Half an hour later, all the beast crystals were turned into experience points. Experience value 255,000. The number of experience points suddenly reached a huge 255,000. Now GTN no longer has to worry about the experience points needed for Xiaoyu Sirius to evolve again. After turning the beast crystal into experience points, the ancient space ring has become very empty. All that was left was a crystal necklace and a small sword. With a thought, the crystal necklace and small sword appeared in GTN's left and right hands. Two streams of information entered GTN's mind. The crystal necklace is called Crystal Love. It is an intermediate level secret treasure in the palace. It is also an auxiliary secret treasure. With this necklace, not only can it make women more beautiful, but it can also help the evolution of beast control invisibly. The crystal necklace exudes crystal clear light in the dark cave. Girls simply cannot resist its temptation. Not only beautiful but also very practical. And the small sword gradually grew larger in GTN's hand. In the end, it became a green-edged divine sword more than 1 meter long. The divine sword opened its front and exuded a cold light. This sword has killed many people. GTN felt the chill coming from Qingxiao sword. This is the top-notch divine sword in the palace. It's a priceless treasure. Taking the divine sword and the necklace back into the space ring, GTN also put the secret treasure magic pearl and the secret treasure key into it. Count it down. GTN already has 5 secret treasures. It is comparable to the hundreds of years of collection by some powerful forces. And GTN just spent a few days. Satisfied, GTN closed the bronze treasure box and walked out of the cave with Xiaoyu serious. After enduring the huge pressure of the waterfall once again, GTN found it no longer unbearable than the previous one. GTN's body is still evolving. An idea even popped into his mind that he might as well keep practicing under the waterfall. But after thinking about it, I decided to forget it. There are only 4 days in total in this secret realm. There is an egg in the center of the 100,000 mountains that he needs to get. I caught a few sunset fish by chance. GTN put them into the space ring. No living things can be placed in the space ring. But it keeps it fresh. Riding the howling moon Sirius, it traveled among the green mountains and green waters, constantly heading towards the center. How big is the 100,000 mountains? GTN doesn't know. But Xiaoyu Sirius ran for a day and a night and still didn't arrive. Crossing countless towering mountains, flying over countless rivers. According to Hua Zian, in the center of the 100,000 mountains is a peak that is almost 100,000 feet high. It is the backbone of the entire secret realm. The sky holds up the secret realm, and the infinite earth suppresses the secret realm. It is also the middle pole among the 5 poles of the secret realm. And that beast is the only epic beast in the entire secret realm. He is the king of the entire secret realm. An invincible existence. That is now, in ordinary thousands of years. Who dares to take advantage of it? I don't want to live anymore. But since the secret realm opened 5 years ago, someone has brought out the news that the Overlord is pregnant. I don't know which palace level ferocious beast actually made the epic level Overlord pregnant. I don't know which palace level ferocious beast actually made the epic level Overlord pregnant. According to the estimated time. It just so happens that this time will be its spawning period. It will also be a rare opportunity in thousands of years. So, one family immediately blocked the news. This time they sent a family genius to hunt down this epic beast and the contracted epic beast egg. There are still 3 days left until the end of the secret realm. At noon this day, GTN finally saw an infinitely high mountain peak towering between heaven and earth. This is a huge peak with a height of 100,000 feet. GTN looked up at the sky, and saw a huge peak rising straight into the sky. The mountains were surrounded by clouds and mist. The surrounding mountains have become its backdrop. Judging from the current length of 1 foot, which is a little over 3 meters and 3 meters. This giant peak is 330,000 meters high. More than the height of 37 Mount Everest. And the lair of the epic beast, no, the beast that has been reduced to the palace level is stationed at the top of this mountain. Is it really possible to climb up so high? GTN deeply suspected that Hua Zian was making fun of him. Is this really something a human can climb up? But obviously no one will answer for GTN. GTN thought about the epic beast egg waiting for him at the top of the mountain. A cruel heart, gritted teeth. GTN stood on Xiaoyu Sirius and started climbing from the foot of the mountain. The first 10,000 meters were easily climbed. But the road ahead is not so easy. The first 10,000 meters is a tall forest. The second one has turned into a bush. The fourth and fifth ones have only jagged rocks. Climb all the way up. The slope of the boulders is also increasing, which increases the difficulty of climbing. And what's even more difficult is, from time to time on the mountain road, huge rocks of 100 meters fall down from above. If Xiaoyu Sirius hadn't been quicker in his movements, he would have been beaten to death in 5.3. Finally, it was another day and night of climbing in the cold wind. They finally reached the last 10,000 meters. The top mountain peak is clearly visible. At this time, fierce sounds of fighting came from the sky. GTN knows. This is probably a member of that family and a member of the dragon clan who have been put on the shelves. Xiaoyu serious, the space is hidden. Let's sneak up and let them fight. Let's get the eggs. After listening to the fighting for a while, GTN felt that the beating was getting intense and he couldn't help but intervene now. It's better to go up the mountain and into the cave and let them fight at will. Xiaoyu serious also agreed with GTN's words. It was afraid of a mountain of 300,000 meters just now, and now it is tired. No need to fight now. Next moment, the figures of GTN and Xiaoyu serious completely disappeared in place. Chapter 88. Space hiding is not just integrating with the surrounding environment, but entering another layer of space, which is equivalent to a different dimension or subspace. Walking in another dimension is the same as walking in the local space. It's just that I can't touch the object. You can't feel the biting cold wind either. After the threat of the strong wind was gone, Xiaoyu serious and GTN quickly rushed towards a higher altitude. When they climbed another 5,000 meters, GTN saw a fierce battle not far away in another dimension. There were two groups in total. A group of people is a man wearing a windbreaker standing in front of a golden top-level bird beast, hesitating that the distance between the two sides is too far. There is no specific prompt sound from the system. That man, with his top-level golden strength, was naturally unable to fight against the top-level ferocious beasts in the palace. In his hand, he held a divine bow burning with golden flames. Every time the flaming arrows were fired, the palace-level ferocious beast was unable to fly into the sky, forcing the opponent to fight close to the mountain. And there was another group of people on the man's side. Wrong. It should be said that it is another group of Western dragons. One person and 5 dragons fight against the top beasts in the palace. The two sides cooperated very well. That man is responsible for long-distance attacks. The group of gold-level Western dragons joined forces to launch a combined attack technique, and were able to compete with the palace-level ferocious beast overlord. Look at the ruins around the battlefield. GTN guesses that this war has been going on for a long, long time. Both sides have no intention of stopping at all. Try your best to kill the opponent. Countless boulders were smashed and flew away. The boulders that kept sliding down just now may have been caused by their fighting. GTN didn't stay here long. Instead, he chose to bypass them and continue climbing. Outside the battlefield between the two sides, GTN and Xiaoyu serious spent their time quietly. The two sides were still fighting fiercely. No one noticed that a person or an animal had quietly touched it. It took about an hour and a half to climb again. GTN and the others finally arrived at the ferocious beast cave they had been waiting for. The mouth of the cave is covered with a thick layer of snow. Walking through the snow, he entered the cave. An altitude of hundreds of thousands of meters is enough to freeze to death all creatures below the gold level. But it's warm inside the cave. The cave is brightly lit. GTN looked both ways. I found that the wall was filled with fire crystals. And they are all high-grade, even top-grade fire crystals. GTN looked at it with greedy eyes. Those are all huge amounts of experience points. Although he has just obtained a large number of experience points, who has more experience points to spare? I must take some with me when I come back later. Continuing to sneak inside, GTN discovered that the inside actually went downwards. I really don't know how this ferocious beast opened such a large cave. I have been walking in the different dimensions for nearly an hour, and I haven't seen the end of the cave yet. And the temperature here is extremely hot, almost reaching over 40 degrees. At this time, Xiaoyu serious, who had been following GTN, suddenly stopped and looked forward with hostility, his expression more serious than ever before. GTN has never seen Xiaoyu serious showing such a face. He knew something must have happened. Is there any threat to Xiaoyu serious? Just when GTN was confused, a majestic and calm voice came from the front. I wonder if a friend is visiting my humble home. I wonder if I can come out and meet him. Has it been discovered? GTN was secretly shocked. They are in a different dimension. Who can find him and Xiaoyu serious? Stopping his progress, GTN stood silent in the space. What if that was just to scare them? Then he was deceived. Haha, my friend, who do you think I am lying to you? The loud and majestic voice came from the front again. Then, a figure gradually walked out from the front. GTN looked carefully and was surprised. Isn't this the same as the ferocious beast outside? It just seems to have become much smaller. Exclamation mark. Then, a set of data appeared in front of GTN. Open black lens bracket name close black lens bracket, Jinpeng. Strength epic intermediate. Qualification epic top. Bloodline epic intermediate level. Attributes wind system, bird system, space system, thunder system. Skills Dapeng spreads its wings, the only true speed, the world in the palm of your hand, the coming of the sea of thunder, space storm, thunder god's claws. FK. When he saw the data of the figure opposite, GTN was shocked. What magical data is this? So powerful. The figure finally showed its full face. I saw a beast covered in golden feathers with two red eyebrows appearing in front of GTN. Jinpeng. The golden feathers all over the body look very dazzling and even more noble. The blood-red eyes reveal the majesty of an overlord. Every move contains great pressure. The most peculiar thing about this bird is that it walks upright. The two wings are stacked on the left and right, just like two human palms. Just like humans. After it came out, it kept looking in the direction of GTN. GTN knows that he has been exposed. After thinking about it, I can't seem to escape. Immediately no longer hide. He cancelled the skill and walked out of the different space. I didn't know that senior was here, so I'm sorry for the offense. GTN immediately expressed his admonishment to Jinpeng. Regardless of whether it is useful or not. Let's use the gift first. Haha, okay. Xiaofa 037 is very interesting. Jinpeng scanned GTN up and down over and over again, but the more he looked, the more surprised he became. Judging from his bone age, he is only 18 years old. And actually reached the top level of gold. And this is the least surprising. When it looked at the Xiaoyu Sirius behind GTN, a red light shot out from its eyes. Howling Moon Sirius. It finally found this ferocious beast from the inheritance deep in its bloodline. No, it should be the name of the divine beast. Didn't their clan become extinct in ancient times? There is deep doubt in its eyes. The human guy opposite is really weird. The clansmen of Xiaoyu Tinlong reappeared in the world, and even served as beasts for the clan. Could this be a sign of something? It looked at GTN with more solemn eyes. The gold-level physical body is almost comparable to that of the middle-level ones in the palace, and the strength of Xiaoyu Sirius behind him is even close to the top of the palace. Wrong. Ordinary top-level ferocious beasts in the palace may not be able to compare with it. Because it thought of Xiaoyu Sirius's powerful qualifications and peak bloodline. For ordinary ferocious beasts, that is a complete crushing. The more it looks at GTN, the more interesting it becomes, and the more incredible it feels. GTN felt like he had no privacy at all when he was standing in front of this epic Jinpeng boss. He looked at everything from top to bottom, inside and out. Chapter 89. But GTN didn't dare to resist. Opposite me is an epic mid-level giant. What can he do to resist? GTN just stood there silently. Anyway, he is a grown man and is not afraid to look at it. Xiaoyu Tinlong saw that GTN had already followed his wishes. He decided to follow the master GTN. Because he was scared when he saw the epic ferocious beast on the opposite side. If it were also epic, it will definitely confront it immediately. But now, it is top-notch gold. Let him face the epic level, still in the midterm. It really can't be done. Jinpeng looked back and forth a few times and then withdrew his gaze, looked at GTN deeply with solemn eyes, then turned around. Come with me. Jinpeng said something and then walked in front. GTN hurriedly followed. Now it seems that this epic boss has no intention of killing him. Xiaoyu Sirius also transformed his body into a size of 2 meters and followed GTN closely. It doesn't dare to be presumptuous here. One man and one beast just followed Jinpeng at a certain distance. About half an hour later, they turned a few corners. We have reached the deepest part of the cave. Then GTN discovered the reason why the temperature here is so high. There is bubbling lava flowing next to the cave. Is this senior so powerful? Make your home in the magma mouth. And look at the way the magma is rolling. It seems to be an active volcano. If this volcano accidentally erupts, I'm afraid not only this family is gone. I'm afraid even the secret realm will be swallowed by magma. Haha, I don't know what to call my little friend. Go somewhere. Jin Peng sat down in front of a homemade square table and invited GTN to sit with him. Boy GTN. GTN smiled and made his smile as bright as possible. At the same time, he walked to the table, but did not sit down immediately. GTN. Jin Peng thought for a while and invited GTN to sit down again. GTN dared to sit down this time, but he still refused. Don't be nervous, little friend. Jin Peng saw GTN's nervous look and comforted him with a smile. Who wouldn't be nervous when there's an epic boss on the other side? GTN tries his best to keep his mind as calm as possible. My future will definitely become epic. No, you must surpass the epic. GTN once again strengthened his belief in his heart, and when he looked at Jin Peng again, he no longer felt so nervous. Jin Peng nodded. He is indeed the person chosen by Xiaoyu Sirius. Temperament, strength, and psychology are all top-notch existences. Only such people can take that step. GTN didn't know Jin Peng's evaluation of GTN, but he felt that the other person's eyes seemed to be gentler when he looked at him. It's like looking at your own junior. From an outsider to one of our own. Although I don't know why, this is obviously a good start. My friend, I wonder if you can tell me its qualifications. Jin Peng looked at GTN and asked gently. Because when it got close to Xiaoyu Sirius, it actually felt some kind of suppression. I don't know if it's qualifications or something else. Of course, since Senior wants to know, how can I refuse? GTN smiled and said slowly. Xiaoyu Tinlong's qualifications are supreme and top-notch. Now that he has been brought here, GTN has no intention of deceiving a giant, and this is not a secret. Just say it. Supreme and top-notch. Jin Peng's figure suddenly suppressed. He originally thought that the Howling Moon Sirius behind him was just an epic or legendary talent, but he didn't expect that the Howling Moon Sirius was also of royal bloodline. This is incredible. How could Xiaoyu Tinlong, who is of royal blood, be willing to be a human beast master? It will definitely become the most powerful person in the world. Half conscious here. The Supreme is the true king. Now I actually learned that I was following a human being. This subverts its perception too much. In its knowledge of blood, Xiaoyu Tinlong's clan is known as the God Clan. That is an existence comparable to its ancestors. I even heard that the most powerful person of this clan can kill gods. So, this clan is also famous for being aloof. It actually chooses to follow a human race. Is this human race so charming? It actually made the royal family of Xiaoyu Tinlong fall in love with him. Jin Peng glanced at GTN again. This glance is completely different from the scan just now. This time, it has completely treated itself as an existence of the same level as itself. No reason. Just for the Xiaoyu Sirius royal family beside it. It must be respected. Boss, ah no, senior, don't you know what's going on outside? GTN asked about things outside. He was a little curious. There are taxis outside for you to come and go, isn't this person worried? Haha, you are talking about my wife. She has just given birth, her strength has dropped a bit, and she is unhappy. She is just playing outside. Jinpeng heard GTN's question and answered with a smile. Is that just for fun? Does the boss have any misunderstanding about Wanwan? And shouldn't you take a good rest just after giving birth? Is this really different from the boss's wife? In its eyes, the life and death battle was just for fun. All right. As long as you are happy. Little friend, I wonder if I can ask you a favor. Looking deeply at GTN again, Jin Peng seemed to have made up his mind and said to GTN seriously. Please tell me. GTN also said seriously. Is there anything that the epic boss needs your help with? I would like to ask you to contract one of my descendants. Jin Peng finally expressed his determination. After saying that, it looked at GTN. I wonder if he will agree. Very strange. The qualifications of his descendants are at least epic. Putting it in other places may cause epic or even legendary powers to snatch it away. Now, in order to send his son, King Nuos, out, he was actually a little nervous, not knowing whether the other party would agree. Only because the opponent's first Beastmaster has supreme qualifications. And it's still the royal family among the original God's Wolf clan. These all represent the extraordinariness of this 18-year-old human race boy. Or rather extraordinary, for your descendants to have a better future. He wants GTN to contract one of his offspring. This is also his selfishness as a father. He doesn't want his descendants to suffer the same fate as him. Living in this secret realm for a lifetime. So what if it's epic? You can't just stay here. And it just so happened that GTN came. He also brought with him a beast that was far more noble than him. How could he not be moved? Is there anyone more suitable than GTN? Thoughts flashed through its mind quickly, and it looked at GTN with pleading eyes, waiting for its reply. Chapter 90. GTN was shocked. I didn't expect that the epic boss on the opposite side would make such a request. He actually contracted himself to be its heir. This is almost impossible for any ferocious beast. Although the contract theoretically states that humans and ferocious beasts have an equal relationship, in reality the beast master is always in the driver's seat. Beast control is just a tool. A good beast master will get along well with his beast master. And some beast masters will abuse the beasts, and their methods are extremely cruel. Now, it actually proposed to let its offspring become his master beast. It's like a father asking his son to be a servant to another person. Simply impossible. Now, it actually happened in front of him. Can he accept it? Certainly. No doubt. Senior, can I ask why? GTN tilted his head and asked. Is it testing itself? I know this is a bit incredible, but I am optimistic about your future. Jinpeng's beak opened, the fur on both sides was slightly raised, and he smiled and said with unabashed praise. Of course I like him. Even Xiaoyu Tinlong of the God clan chose to follow him. How could he refuse with only epic qualifications? All this is based on the identity of Xiaoyu Sirius. It doesn't know. In fact, all this is GTN's contribution. But, of course this cannot be said. Hearing Jin Peng's praise, GTN also nodded. But he didn't believe what Jin Peng said. To be too old to die is to be a thief. In front of this senior Jinpeng who has lived for hundreds of years, he is just a little boy. But, GTN didn't think much about it. Because he believes his strength will soon surpass that of this epic senior, and by then all kinds of conspiracies will be nothing more than a joke to him. In the face of absolute strength, there is no conspiracy at all. Since the senior believes in the junior so much, the junior will naturally not refuse to agree. GTN said seriously. This is what he came here for. Now, although the process is a little different from what I imagined, it's not a big deal. The result is the most important, the process is not. Seeing GTN nod, Jin Peng breathed a sigh of relief. No one knows how determined it was in making this decision. No more delays at random. He immediately took GTN to the nest 100 meters away. I don't know what kind of precious vegetation was used to build the 5-meter bird's nest. GTN looked inside. Inside are 2 golden giant eggs, aid. This is different from the ferocious beast eggs GTN saw before. First of all, these 2 eggs are 1 meter big. It can be called the giant among eggs. It seemed that GTN was shocked. The golden eagle smiled and explained. Actually, I'm a little surprised that the 2 eggs my wife laid are so big. But according to the inheritance in our bloodline, my 2 heirs seem to have appeared again. Speaking of which, a touch of human pride appeared on Jin Peng's face. That is the unique look of a father who is very satisfied with his offspring. Atavism. GTN's eyes showed deep surprise. Atavism is a special phenomenon in the evolution of ferocious beasts. Generally, returning to the ancestors will improve the bloodline again. This means that the future beasts will have stronger qualifications after they break out of their shells. GTN looked carefully at the golden dome on the left. Its data immediately appeared in front of GTN. Open black lens bracket name close black lens bracket, Jinpeng. Strength top black iron. Qualification epic top atavistic. Bloodline epic top level. Attribute wind system, bird system, space system. Skills Dapeng spreads its wings, speed. When GTN took a closer look at the information on this egg, he discovered that this egg actually contained the top strength of Kurigane even before it was born. You are simply born to win at the starting line. However, GTN was not in a hurry to make a choice. He looked towards the next dome, and another set of data appeared in front of GTN's eyes. Open black lens bracket. Name close black lens bracket. Jinpeng. Strength top black iron. Qualification epic top atavistic. Bloodline epic top level. Attribute wind system, bird system, space system, Sao system. Skills Dapeng spreads wings, speed, thunder. Comparing the previous data, GTN found that this egg also had the top level of black iron. And its skill actually has one more thunder than the previous one. And it is the same as its father, with the same 4 series attributes. Then the strength will definitely be stronger in the future. Therefore, GTN made the choice without thinking. Okay, little friend, just choose one. I see that my wife is coming back soon, so you'd better sign the contract quickly. In order to avoid GTN regretting it, Jinpeng quickly urged him to sign a contract with his heir. GTN glanced at this senior. Unexpectedly, some of the ferocious beasts are henpecked. Okay then, I'll choose this. GTN pointed to the dome on the right. Jinpeng was a little surprised. Judging from the color of the golden eggs, the one on the left should be better. But it didn't say anything. It respects GTN's choice. GTN walked forward, took out the top-notch sword from the space ring, and made a cut on the middle finger of his left hand. In an instant, bright red blood flowed out and fell on the dome. Immediately afterwards, an invisible connection appeared in GTN's heart. He knew the contract was successful. Click, click. 2 sounds like shattering tiles were heard. 1 person and 1 bird looked towards the sound. Where blood dripped, a crack gradually appeared above the golden egg, and then the crack gradually spread downwards. Click. The dome shattered into 2 halves. Goo goo. A little golden rock appeared in front of GTN's eyes. Newborn. The little guy fluttered his wings and flew into GTN's arms. Because it had the strongest affinity for GTN based on the contract it had just signed, it flew into GTN's arms first. GTN laughed and hugged the little one in his arms. This is his second beast. It is also the beast that will accompany him throughout his life. Jinpeng looked happily at the air in GTN's arms. Even if it is a ferocious beast, but it also already possesses wisdom comparable to human beings. Seeing his own offspring emerge from the egg with his own eyes, it is naturally very happy. At the same time, I saw GTN doting on it very much. I am very satisfied. Its future will definitely be better than blue. Here, since you are already my daughter's beast master, then we are a family. That's right. The little golden rock signed by GTN is a female. GTN continued to hold little Jinpeng, looked at Senior Jinpeng and asked, Senior, what is this? When he looked, I found a feather placed in the wings of Jinpeng. This feather exudes a faint golden light. Glitter in the cave. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.